Hi, so it's kind of been a while since I last recorded a video and uploaded one, and admittedly, I wasn't really feeling up to recording one today, as well as it being pretty unusual for me to record and do a video on a work day after work. It's just that it was, really eating at me that it had been that long and that I haven't really been sticking to what I had originally wanted to do with one video a week. And I just kind of felt disappointed with myself about that, even though I've had some pretty good reasons at times recently for not doing that, like when I went to the hospital. And this past week, I had gone in for an endoscopy, which I did get the results back for, though I don't exactly entirely understand what they are telling me. It's just a post on my online thing that they call My Care. A couple of them, were things like about like duodental mucosa or whatever, and that they did like an H. pylori test, and there was a benign like thing that they had found, which I, assume is like something that could be cancerous but isn't. I apologize that I can't like go into better detail about it. I had originally intended to record a video on Sunday, and I did not do that because it felt like it was difficult to find a good time. I was kind of overwhelmed, and just the things that were going on kind of made it harder to do it when I normally would have, and just in general that day. So that didn't work out, and then I had intended to do it on Monday, but right as work was ending, I found out that I had an appointment with my therapist that I had forgotten about. So I had to do that, and I had to do some errands after work, and that ended up being better than I had expected it to be. I didn't really want to go see my therapist, but apologies. I enjoyed talking to her that day anyway, and I was able to talk to her about more things than I thought because, I thought that I didn't really have anything to talk about. So that turned out better than expected, and I wasn't really wanting to do the errands thing either, but while I was there in the store picking things up, I kind of ran into this really pretty girl who said that she liked my hair, and that meant a lot to me, especially because, I had just been talking to my therapist about how I didn't feel good about how I looked and how, that gets to me a lot and makes me, not want to go anywhere and not be around people. So, I mean, it's entirely possible she was just, trying to be sweet. But, if I am to like try to look at it in a positive way instead of in a negative way, then, seeing it as being something sincere, that's really nice. And I'm really grateful for it, though. Sorry for having to clear my throat so much. I'm like wondering, wondering if I'm getting sick. Maybe, hopefully not. But I'm around kids a lot because I work at a school, and they aren't exactly the greatest at trying to keep germs from spreading. Like not covering coughs and stuff. But anyway, back to the other thing. I was kind of like kicking myself afterward, and kind of feeling a bit sad because I felt like I should have maybe like tried to talk to her more, and like I didn't handle it well because I just said that I liked her hair too, and then I kind of awkwardly like shimmied between aisles looking for the unsweetened tea that I usually buy, and I grabbed that and I was leaving, and I dropped things as she was like leaving behind me, and I kind of like had a difficult time making eye contact because I couldn't believe somebody would say that to me. It's not something I really get very often. So it caught me off guard and made me more nervous than I usually would be. But I just kept on like feeling like I made a mistake not trying to talk to her more or something. And I got really in my head about that. And I also got kind of sad thinking that, like I made a mistake. I might never see her again because I, left without saying anything. And also, like, it kind of like brought feelings back to the surface that it would be nice to, have somebody like in a relationship sort of sense, even though I had thought that like I had kind of detached from that and had found peace and acceptance with the idea of just, being alone the rest of my life because, that's how it always has been for the most part. I mean, I've had some like online things, but never anything in real life, even though, I'm like 35 now. Uh, so that kind of got me a little melancholy. And at the same time, I mean, this might sound silly, but I kind of wondered if it was, something that my friend that had passed away had, kind of orchestrated for me to experience that day, especially because in my appointment with my therapist, I had this like weird scenario where um, the light in her room was like flickering, and I had even asked her, if that's like a thing that it's been doing, and she said no, it's kind of weird because it was like very, very noticeably flickering, and I kind of wondered if my friend was there with me too in that moment. I don't know, like, if anybody watching this, like, believes in or thinks about spiritual things in that kind of way, but I'm pretty open minded to it, and I like to entertain the idea because I think it's nice. And, I had talked about my friend to my therapist too, so I don't know. I definitely miss them quite a bit. And I also am really grateful for, everything they did and all the kindness, like the unconditional kindness that they showed me. And I'm really grateful for the experience I had yesterday, at the store with the pretty girl that complimented my hair. And I'd really like it if, I could have something like that in my life, more than just in a passing moment. That would be really nice. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I guess, like, even though I feel kind of down about the way I look, I do feel like I've come quite a long way from where I was when I first started making these videos, and I'm also grateful for that. Even just the other day when I was getting ready for work, I noticed that, like, even with just like the dutasteride and maybe the hormones too, that my hairline has kind of improved a noticeable amount from where it was. And I'd like to like kind of do a video about that, an update on it maybe uh, sometime soon because I haven't done one of those in a while. But yeah, I guess I'm also really glad that I decided to do this video and I worked up the courage for that because I really didn't want to, and I think it turned out better than I had thought it would. And I think I ended up having more things that I could say than I thought I would going into it. So I'm going to try to wrap things up here because it's almost at the 10-minute mark. And yeah, if anybody, happens to be watching these, I really, 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 really appreciate it. And I hope that, things are going really well for you and that they continue to go well and that you continue to be well. And I guess I'll see you next time. I'm trying to make it hit the 10-minute mark if you can't tell, but yeah. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.